Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So today we will discuss the rest part of the chapter. So welcome to my next lecture, grade 10, chapter 2, topic control and coordination. So today we will discuss about PNS, ANS and reflex arc. Peripheral nervous system consists of the nerve which arises from the brain and the spinal cord and which link the CNS to the rest part of the body. CNS is the central nervous system which consists two type of the nerve, cranial nerve and spinal nerve. Cranial nerve, these are 12 pair in the number and emerges from the brain and reach the organ in the head region. Spinal nerve, these are 31 pair of spinal nerve that emerge from the spinal cord and reach various parts of the body. Then messages are transferred from the brain to spinal cord and then to the rest of the body. And similar message from the rest of the body reach the spinal cord from where they are transferred to the brain. The spinal cord also control all the reflex actions. Okay. Next, autonomic nervous system, that is ANS, help to carry out the order of the medulla, which control the vital body functions. It consists two networks, sympathetic system or parasympathetic. Sympathetic system or sympathetic nerves that lead to all vital important internal organs and the gland. They regulate the action of smooth muscles such as of stomach, intestine and the heart. In parasympathetic system, this system is made up of the vagus and the pelvic nerve. The sympathetic system speed up the body functions and prepare the body for combat and escape, while the parasympathetic contract to that of the sympathetic system and slow down the all body functions. Okay. So in this slide you will see response of the nervous system. Firstly, that stimulus which affect the receptor, which is sense organ, that passes to sensory nerve, which pass the signal to spinal cord. The spinal cord pass the signal to motor nerve and motor nerve pass signal to effector or muscles gland, and at last that signal passes to the effector, or that is a response. What happens when the following take place? Bright light is focused on our eyes, and what will happen? We accidentally touch a flame, we are hungry and we think about our favorite meal. For all these situations which are mentioned above, the response would be quick and automatic. We would close our eyes immediately when bright light is focused on our eyes. We draw our hand from the flame, start salivating on thinking about our favorite meal. This automatic action or response provoked by a stimulus that is known as the reflex actions. Okay. Next is the response of the nervous system can be classified into three categories: involuntary, voluntary or reflex action. The action that can be controlled voluntarily are called voluntary actions. The signal or the message for this action is passed to the brain. Therefore, they are consciously controlled. On the other hand, the movement of the food in alimentary canal or the contraction and relaxation of the blood vessels are involuntary action. That means they cannot be consciously controlled. The reflex action, however, show sudden response and do not involve any thinking. This means that unlike involuntary action, these are not under the control of the brain. Okay. Next is the reflex arc. When we accidentally touch a hot object, we withdraw our hand immediately without thinking. If we do not do this, our hand will burn. The sensory nerves detect that heat. They are connected to the nerve, which moves the muscles of the hand. Such a connection of detecting the signal from the nerve and responding to it immediately, that is called reflex arc. In other words, it is a pathway along which nerve impulse travel during the reflex action. A reflex arc makes instant and autonomic responses possible. It connects the input nerve and output nerve and meet in the bundle in the spinal cord. In fact, nerves from all over the body that meet in a bundle in the spinal cord on their way to the brain. Therefore, the information input that reaches to the brain in the last. Then brain will take action. Now, the reflex arc consists of 5 distinct parts. These are receptor, sensory neuron, association neuron, motor neuron, and effector. Receptor basically includes sense organ which receives stimulus. Second, sensory neuron that conduct nerve impulse from receptor to the spinal cord or brain. Association neuron help to transmit nerve impulse from sensory neuron to motor neuron. Then motor neuron which transmit nerve impulse to the effector organ like muscles or gland. And now what is effector? Effector include muscles or gland where action take place in response to that stimulus. Now types of reflexes. Ivan Pavlov classified all reflex responses in 2 categories, unconditional and the conditional reflexes. Unconditional reflexes, these are inborn, unconscious responses to a given stimuli, which are transferred to the next generation as well. That means hereditary. Some of the examples such as unconditional responses are blinking of eyes when an object is brought very close to the eyes. Conditional reflexes, such responses are acquired during the lifetime of an individual. These responses are different for different organisms. These responses can be easily induced or lost depending upon the environmental condition. So conditional reflexes are controlled by the cerebral cortex. Some of the examples of conditional or acquired reflexes are learning, playing piano, typing on a computer, etc. So rest part we will discuss in the next lecture. Till then, stay at home, stay safe, be happy, and thank you.